between Michigan Stars and Inter Detroit. Welcome aboard, everybody. Mason Lowry and Chris Black. Great to have you along for this one, and it's a rematch of maybe the best Independent Cup match of 2023. It took extra time and a late goal from Milo Barton to give the Stars a 3-2 win. We'll see if some similar heroics can happen this time.
You think that's on someone's mind right now, and on one side, the Inter Detroit side's thinking, hey, we can do this again. But get that goal early and hang on. Don't let Barton get on the other end of it. On the other side, in the Michigan Star side, they're not going to forget that, right? They're going to come out, revitalize the lineup today, come out ready, but a little bit loose because it is an exciting day for them as well for other reasons. But I think this is a game that you would imagine, yes, it's all in the Stars' hands, but as it was last year. But a little different team this year for Inter Detroit, sitting more to the middle of the pack in the MWPL, Great Lakes, whereas last year they ran away with it a bit.
Yeah, as they did the year prior. For Michigan Stars, it's kind of a bittersweet night, and not at all a good night for a send-off. It's raining sideways. The wind is really, really, really whipping around. But it'll be the final appearance in the red and white of the Michigan Stars, all white, in fact, this evening in their traditional home kits, for several regular starters: Stephen Yunchai, Colin Stripling, Andres Chalbot, Hunter Olsen, and Elias McLeod. They're all moving on to play in Slovenia for the club just purchased by George Yunchai, the owner of Michigan Stars. So it's kind of the end of an era and the closing of a chapter, so to speak.
It certainly is, and then those guys were missing, plus some others in the last game right here at Barnable Field. So it's exciting to get those guys back in to see a revitalized lineup. But some number of guys are going to be added back to the roster. They've been gone for a little bit, so it's exciting to see what happens next. But obviously, you got to take care of what's in front of you, and that is this competition today. And of course, the Stars want to make sure they take care of business.
Inter Detroit, a familiar opponent to both the senior team of the Michigan Stars, whom they met last year in the Independent Cup, as we said, but the Michigan Stars under-23 is the semi-pro team. They play in the Great Lakes East Division of the Midwest Premier League as well. Right now, the Stars under-23s are above Inter Detroit in the standings. Inter has 3 matches remaining in league play, and in fact, a loss in their last game, 4-2, ensures that they cannot three-peat in their division. So they don't have a league title to play for, but they can pick off the closest professional team to them geographically in advance to the next round of the Great Lakes division of the Independent Cup. Winner of this one will get Pass FC out of Grand Rapids on the road in the next round.
Imagine those bragging rights. Many affected today. If Inter Detroit pulls off the upset, that also gives pretty big bragging rights to Michigan Stars U23s as well. There's going to be all sorts of arguments going on from there. No one wants to be a part of that in this Michigan Stars senior team, that's for sure.
So the Stars in the light uniforms, Inter Detroit in the dark jerseys, and off we go in the Independent Cup for 2024. Glad to have you along on NISA Plus and YouTube and the Michigan Soccer Network. Good read by Praise Madukwe, who has really come a long way, I think, playing up top over the course of this season, something he really had not done until he got into camp with this team in the spring. He's found the back of the net 4 times, now playing behind big Leon Marich. He's now the Stars' leading scorer. Tatenda Makruva is back in goal for the Stars. Sako Kanate is back at center back. Stephen Yunchai, Praise Madukwe, Robert Yunchai, Colin Stripling, Andres Chalbot, Hunter Olsen, Elias McLeod, Leon Marich, and the more than welcome return of Yakov Shmelev playing at left back tonight. Was with the Stars in their championship season, departed midway through last year to go and play in Gibraltar, and now is back for the remainder of this year. Sebastian Kapazuki no longer with the Stars, so that means Stripling, who has been in kind of a holding midfield role for much of the season for the Stars, drops back into one of the 2 center back slots, partnering Kanate. Methodical possession of the opening 90 seconds from Michigan Stars. That scoop forward from Elias McLeod to Hunter Olsen, but unable to play in Leon Marich there. And Cullen McNeil off his line for Inter Detroit to mop that up.
Not a bad idea, but Hunter Olsen just trying to clip a ball in nice and easy. Didn't want the run, that's why he didn't hit it very hard. But at the same point, that soft ball gives a chance for Cullen McNeil to come out and clean that up.
So McNeil in goal for Inter Detroit. Nick Yono, Edwin Gomez-Ruiz, Al-Hassan Yahya, a late addition to the starting lineup for them. Andre Billis, a really good, effective goal scorer out of Troy, Michigan, and a real handful at 6'3" partners Ryan Bovey up top, Paul Skochulis, Andrew Smutek, Doug Hayner, Eddie Hudson III, who was just in camp with the Philippines under-19 national team, and Zane Akil round out the starting 11. That cross comes in from Doug Hayner, dealt with by the Stars. Here's Skochulis, who was part of the starting lineup last year in that Independent Cup match in which Inter Detroit took Michigan Stars to the limit. Konate, a good read. Of course, he's got a bit of margin for error, doesn't he, at 6'6", and his legs are so darn long.
Yeah, just a bit of margin for error. They missed him last week. A guy like that, he can eat up ground getting back, but on set pieces, such a target in the air. Same thing defending set pieces. He can just float, play a little bit of zone, and go win a ball.
Madukwe bat a fair bit deeper than we are used to seeing him. Sends that straight out of play. I think he lost his footing. Easy to do on a day like this. The aftermath of Hurricane Beryl has kind of socked the northern Midwest.
That's going to be it. Obviously, turf field, so it's not going to get any worse. You're not going to have holes. You're not going to be digging up anything like that, but you're not able to wear the longer studs out, so you're just wearing your regular TPU plastic studs. Going to be some moments where you're just going to slip. It is what it is.
Zane Akil bashes that through, and Konate was a little bit casual initially with Bovey putting him under a bit of pressure. Recovers nicely, though. Back to Tenda Makruva. Wearing the captain's armband again for the Stars. It's going to be weird seeing a Michigan Stars team that doesn't have Andres Chalbot in it. He has been with the Stars for quite a while. Part of that first NISA squad, and in fact, I think he predates the NISA team that played back in NPSL a while ago. That's brought down, but Hanner unable to get a shot on target. Madukwe helps it clear, and here comes Hunter Olsen. I chatted with him briefly before kickoff. He is really looking forward to taking the next step in his career, moving over to Slovenia. Hopefully they can find an inexpensive 5-bedroom house for the 5 Michigan Stars players that are going to head on over there.
I was just thinking it's been nice to watch his career from the press box over the last few years at different clubs. And I mean, I'm not opposed to going to Slovenia doing a game or two. Just throwing that out there if anyone's listening.
If the Slovenian league needs English language commentary, they don't have to look too far.
I can sleep on that 5-bedroom house cot or like a couch maybe. I can sleep on there for a night or two. They have me.
Leon Merrick, it stayed onside. Yunchai popping that through. That was a good ball, but Eddie Hudson at the last moment got a foot in there and dispossessed. Trying to come away, but Stripling is back. Got to it ahead of Andre Billis. Madukwe lost his footing again. Still going forward as Gomez Ruiz went to ground. Here's Chalbot. It's not just Praise Madukwe that's slipping and sliding. We're seeing it from a number of players from both teams. Shmelev gets wiped out. Yeah, welcome back to NISA, young man.
Yeah, probably not a tackle that needed to be made either, except for just the fact that maybe Shmelev looked like he needed a welcoming back in that moment. So I think that was going to be a turnover. Then again, I think he felt that tackle coming.
Well, it's tough when you've not played at this level before sometimes to deal with the physicality of it. It is an extremely physical league. I do wonder what the standard is like on the Rock of Gibraltar. Decent ball in, but right behind for a goal kick. Or Cullen McNeil. A Harvard man, though he's from Rochester, Michigan. In fact, out of high school, he was considered to be the best goalkeeper in his graduating class that wasn't affiliated with an MLS club. He's kicked around various USL League Two squads the last couple of summers, the likes of Oakland County, which is where Hunter Olsen played before joining Michigan Stars, and Flint City Bucks also. Got to the national tournament in USL 2 last year. Skochulis cannot prevent that from running out of play for a throw-in, and we may not see too many more Hunter Olsen long throw-ins. Though luckily for the Stars, they may lose Hunter Olsen among others, but Anthony Bowie is going to be back very soon. So last year it kind of depended on which side of the pitch the throw needed to come from, whether or not Bowie or Olsen would make the long throw. Instead, it's a short one from Robert Yunchai. Gillis being held, pulled down by McLeod, and that's a free kick for Inter Detroit. Currently 5th out of the 10 teams in the Midwest Premier League Great Lakes East. Final 3 matches of the season all away from home. It's Bovey from Clarkston, Michigan.
Oh, Enes Jokovic, he wants that touchback. Oh, he got caught right there. I wonder if that may be bothering him. I'm going to bring that up after the game.
Well, he's going to have his work cut out for him, too.
Yeah.
Trying to get what will be a very newly put together squad for the rest of the NISA season. Getting them all to gel in a hurry. They do have a bit of a buffer between themselves and the third place team in the Eastern Conference in NISA. But the next time we're here doing a league match, a little over a month from now, Chris, it's going to look very, very different.
It's part of the fun of coaching, right? You put, and the championships are fun to chase down and win, but problem solving, bringing players along in their career is really enjoyable for coaches.
Chris Badukwe had almost played in Leon Marich at one end, at the other, Sako Kanate with a really good tackle. Awkward to play against with his size. Here's Andres Shalbot. And the run came from Yunchai, but the ball didn't find him. Inter Detroit's throw-in. Yeah, 9 minutes in.
You see what he's trying to do. Steve Yunchai allowed some space in behind, then accelerate, trying to get a diagonal run in behind, but credit to Inter Detroit. They absorbed it, dropped back a little bit, and dealt with the passing lane.
There's Paul Sconchalis, who has played collegiately at both Dayton and Old Dominion. That's Shmelev snapping into one. He's very comfortable playing in the center of defense also as he scoots back out to the wing.
These Stars teams have always had so many interchangeable parts, and a Bowie coming back and Shmelev coming back, that's going to be well needed over the near future as they figure out, number one, who they can get, who they can attain, who they can bring in, who they can also bring up off that really, really successful U23 team. But of course, some of those guys, they're not ready for that step anyways. They have a college team to go back for anyways. But think about that. The flexibility of some of these players is going to be huge in the coming month.
Well, and we'll talk to Chris McNally, the GM, who I believe is going to join us at halftime for a few minutes up here in the booth to chat about everything that's gone on the last few weeks in terms of George Yunchai acquiring another club and how that changes what Chris himself has to do. Long for Marich, just out of his reach. And in seasons past, you hate to say it, but other clubs have ceased to exist in the middle of the year, and there have been guys all over NISA looking for places to play, and you can kind of pick up guys here and there. That has not happened so far this season. Thank goodness. 2 years ago, the championship season, they were able to bring in Kyle Nelson and Stephen Elias from Valley United when they went out of business in midstream. Yeah. And those two had a major impact on a team that went on to win the league. Beating Albion San Diego in the league championship match. That was here.
I don't know, it seems like Elias knew when to move and when to move on.
That's true. He won it 2 years in a row with Flower City Union. Kyle Nelson as well. Free kick taken too quickly by Edwin Gomez Ruiz.
Not quite Uruguayan too quickly against the United States, but definitely still too quickly. No cards were in the middle of being awarded or anything. The official was on it. Tightened it up.
McLeod challenged for that. Back to Makruva. Really nothing of note has been created in these first 12 minutes. It's been played at kind of walking pace thus far.
They did find Shmelev all the way up the field, though. He went from outside left back to almost the highest player in the field for the Stars, and now a couple of diagonal balls from the outside backs. Not a bad place to be. Didn't work out this time, but that's something they'll be very happy to have back.
Camera, okay.
You know, a guy that's able to slide up the field as well as Shmelov does and hit that long diagonal ball if it's closed down to him.
So, a couple things. No, you're helping. I can help you with this. I was going to say, so this is kind of the corner now. So try to keep him in.
Not many ball kids out here tonight, which is understandable when it's as frankly miserable weather-wise as it is.
Yeah, you have to tether them down. Depending on how big their jacket is, it'd float away at this point.
It is much too late in the summer to be wearing a jacket, yet here we are. It spins out for another Stars throw-in. This might be Hunter Olsen range, or perhaps not.Elyunche wanted to take it in a hurry, and now Hunter will trot over. Carved out a really good career for himself. Another USL League II veteran after college and during college at Calvin. And that slipped right out of his hands, and that is the risk you run when you do try the long throw-in in these conditions. Olsen, that's a good ball, trying to find Leon Maric, who at full stretch, unable to make contact.
Hey, Hunter Olsen rescued that, didn't he? Got in, got the ball back, and at least got almost a chance out of it. It's several times now. The Stars have had just that last ball let them down with a little bit too much of a lead. Not really knocking on the door, just more of loitering on the porch at this point, and not really getting to the point of put that final try to get in the door.
Just standing outside the window and hoping someone sees and invites you in.
If it continues, we'll have to assume they're holding up a boombox and say anything.
Anything by Peter Gabriel will do. Yakov Shmelov, Russian-born, emigrated to the States with his mother at age 9. Played college soccer in Washington. And now, as we said, back for the rest of this campaign. Duque for McLeod. Really good creative midfielder. Maduque has got great pace and might be able to keep this in play. Well, he tried, but he was unable to plant and get a cross in. He's having some real issues with his footing tonight.
Yeah, see, us slow guys would be an advantage.
Wouldn't affect me at all.
Yeah, slow plotters, we're not going to slip.
I don't need bad weather to fall down, I'll have you know. Little coming together between Stripling and Billis.
You can hear him asking for a foul. Nothing coming.
Now on Friday nights in the fall at this stadium, that's incidental contact. That's knocked way too far back. Smutek has to go recover this. Stars attempting to press and win the ball back. Hasn't happened yet. You had pointed out to me, I was out of the country for the last Stars home match against Club de Leon when CDL came here and went back to Florida with a 3-1 victory that outside of Leon Maric, the high press wasn't really there for the Stars. And I'll have you pick up that thought in a minute. There's the cross to the edge of the box, and that's a good little 1-2, and a chance for Detroit to open the scoring, but good goalkeeping from Makruva to deny Zeta Keel.
Yeah, you knew McCrow was going to come out for that too. They probably need a second runner. See, right here, he steps immediately, never slows down, always closing that space. They need that second runner because he's going to take up that angle. You're going to have to go around him with that ball, and it's not going to be able to be on frame anyways. You're going to put that ball back across the frame to the far post to someone running in. It's probably your best bet.
It's Eddie Hudson III. Cross only just barely makes it to and then stays in the 18. Well, you really want to just dig in and defend when you're going against the wind, which is what Inter Detroit is doing in this first half. Didn't allow the advantage to go, and that's an interesting decision. I don't think the Stars think much of that.
Hate to go back to U.S. games being officiated, but maybe that's the new thing now. Kind of squishing out advantage opportunities. That seemed pretty quick and dry. They're moving down the field. I mean, I don't know many teams that really want that ball 70 yards away from the other team's goal, but Might have also just been official, didn't realize what was on. If that's the only mistake of this game, that would be the best officiated soccer game in the history of the world, to be fair.
Konate rampaging forward. There's Maric, tripped on the turn. We play on. Yunchai with out his big 6'5" Bosnian teammate to aim at. Haven't really been able to build much of anything organically into Detroit. They've had to come forward on counters. And now a free kick for them, conceded by Konate.
Yeah, that kind of seemed more like a, hey, you're really tall, so you got a foul type thing. Because Konate just, I think his arms end up draping over the player. But anytime you do that, you do risk the official assuming what's going on. Didn't look like there was any force to it, but it was enough to make the call.
Popped up by Shmelev. And Maric knocked down for Olsen. Yunchai to his left. Finds him. Skips away from his defender, Andrew Smutak. Yunchai, the cross. Nice try. Had to dig that out in a hurry with active feet, but didn't find Olsen crashing the box. Here's another look at this great opportunity from a couple of minutes ago by Zain Akil.
Tatenda McCrew is just so good off his line, whether it's to receive a ball with his feet or to close somebody down. I mean, he almost looked like he was daring him to try to meg him. It was almost like he's had a pretty wide stance, opened up for it. He's probably looking to close and get tight on the shot. Instead, he didn't have to. He was able to deal with it as he was.
Madukwe pulled down.
I'd love to see McCrew in a goalie wars. That'd be amazing. Goalie wars, 1v1 goalie wars, or like a 2v2 goalie wars where there's a keeper and a field player each, just working the angles, getting forward.
Of course, he's a goalkeeper and a field player all at once.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's the keeper in demand type of style of the last few years now. But I'd probably say one of the more confident ones with the ball at his feet. And he should be.
Shalban stayed on side. Paul Skochelis puts it behind. Stars have a corner. It was a good ball to find Shalbat's chest.
Yeah, I think kind of figured that Shalbat made that decision. He wasn't going to make another play in that ball, win that corner, because he would have been under pressure in pretty tight space. Might have changed into a goal kick, and Stars are so good at corner kicks anyways. Why not take this opportunity? Steven Yunchai is going to hit that with the right. It's going to bend away from the goal. Officials checking. Ah, yeah, it's on the line. There we go.
Close enough.
Yeah, appreciate the official checking.
Yunchai, deep corner. Olsen thought about running onto it, but knew he was never going to get there. Left to settle for another crack at a long throw-in. If he could keep the ball dry enough for it to not just slip out of his hands, as it did last time. Much better delivery. Can Konate get up for that? Not quite, though he did make contact. He'll do the same there, and Maric back to Robert Yunchai. That shot took a deflection into the chest of Cullen McNeil.
Gave McNeil a little bit of a problem, though, didn't it? Maybe just that bobble or change it to the spin. Didn't bring it in clean. That being said, Nike does not make an aqua glove, so I'll just throw that out there. It might just be the see that replay right there. See the little bobble right? Ah, he took his eyes off it. Touch. He's probably worried about his positioning after that deflection.
How cool would it have been to see Robert Yunchai score his first professional goal in his brother's final game for the club before going to Slovenia? Almost tucked away that official Zara ball of NISA.
Yep, see right there. McNeil kind of looked down to his left just a touch, went up to the ball, bounced up to his right.
Just that one good chance for Inter Detroit so far. That great stop by Makruva on Akil. Taken right back by Leon Maric. Well played, and that scooped ahead for Hunter Olsen, but he won't get to it. Get a for just how hard this wind is right now, just knocking that ball straight down. Flag was up on the far side.
Yeah, a little bit earlier, come back from an offside position and receive it. Stars were actually pretty fortunate. Smelov had come all the way across, got really central because they had the squeeze. They didn't have anyone to deal with a long diagonal cross, but they got into Detroit facing their own goal, able to push him back a little bit. They're never able to be opened up and play that diagonal ball.
Marich twisting and turning, one back ultimately by Inter. Line to the feet of Billis. That's Hainer.
Oh, nice tackle. Madukwe stuck with it. Real quick and light on his feet to be able to move with it. Clean tackle. Got that ball poked away.
Yeah, there's a player in there for sure. And I expect we'll see him in a lot of different roles with the players that either have left or are about to leave. Niels Lelouch and Brady Walker have also departed.
Yeah, not real sure where he is in his development, but you think he could be really effective right now on the flank, on the wide side, wide spaces, but they have plenty of players for that. But as people leave, suddenly opportunities open up a bit.
Well, there'll be 2 open spots on the flanks. 3, really, because Schalbot and Olsen and Steven Yunchai can all play on either side. And Olsen can drop back into midfield. He can play the 8 or the 10 or either flank. Elias McLeod got stepped on by Billis. Ouch. The top of your foot doesn't get any protection, does it?
Especially as his boots keep getting thinner and
Yeah,
thinner.
I was going to say, they're lighter and lighter every year, it feels like. Same with golf shoes. I bought a pair of golf shoes 10 years ago, and when I hold those in one hand and the pair I got last year in the other, it's totally... They are much, much lighter, and you wonder how they give you much stability at all.
Now, if you're getting studded on your golf shoes, though, I want to come watch that league. That'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Battle golf. Some say it isn't a contact sport. I say they're wrong.
All the way till you get thrown off the course.
That's true. To the other end comes Doug Hainer, who spent his freshman year at Oakland, was quite good there, then transferred to Coastal Carolina. Had 4 assists last year. Another attack that peters out. Yunchai spotted an opening. Really good ball to pick out Olsen. And he's got 3 in support up there, including the overlapping run that came from Schalbot. Oh, great tackle. That's Akil, who nearly scored earlier. And Olsen and Robert Yunchai win the ball back. 20 minutes left in this opening half. Each team has had 1 shot on goal, and that's about it.
I mean, you do like it when your striker will work all the way back to being the 3rd deepest player in your team. However, you would like to get him forward again. Not only America's going to be the kind of starting the play, but
yeah, he can't cross to himself.
I love his ability to come back and willingness to come back for a ball. Certainly did it right there.
Fancy footwork by the referee to get out of the way.
And you started to mention earlier before some action happened, but that was Leon Marich in that high press, going for it a little bit as he did.
That's true. We never did come back to that, did we?
Sorry, some things happened, but that kind of high press. He was trying to get we'll call them the young kids, to come up with him a little bit, which were getting their shot up with the senior team and pressing, and they never really got together. But they had some moments where they created some problems. It made Club de Leon have some issues with it, where they had to deal with it, and they're able to work it out. But that kind of high press and high pressure was something we really hadn't gotten to see that often from a more kind of low pressure Michigan Stars. As the personnel changes, though, we might be right back to seeing something like that when they bring some of the young guys back in, if their opportunities open up.
One of those young guys, Brett Russell, is available off the bench this evening for the Stars. He got some significant playing time when NS Miura, the club that George Yunchai has purchased, and those 5 names we mentioned earlier are leaving to play in Europe. They had their preseason camp at the Michigan Star Sports Center, which is just a couple of miles from Romeo High School. Marich, good cross. Olsen. What a corner. Couldn't quite tuck it away at the near post.
Yeah, great run in by Olsen to get open, and Marich served the ball really well. The difficult thing was where he had to bring that ball was away from pressure. You see that run in right here? He's going to take a little bit outside of the right foot, trying to get to it, can't get his body turned around. But part of that's also credit to Cullen McNeil. I mean, he came out for that, so got big frame on it, was able to shut things down quickly, pretty light on his feet, closes really well. And without that attitude and that aptitude by McNeil, I mean, that's for sure a goal. Instead, we're dealing with a corner kick right here.
Stephen Yunchai. Knocked down. Still there for a moment. McLeod will scoop that back in.
Yeah, official was...
Free kick here will go to the Stars.
The official had been staring for a long time into the 18 after the ball was cleared. Wondered if he was trying to figure something out or he was giving a verbal warning to somebody. We just couldn't see it from up here, but there's a long stare into the 18 after the ball was gone. This may be a situation. At some point during this game, someone is going to have to put their finger on that ball and hold it so it doesn't roll away.
It'll be Stephen Yunchai, and Yunchai, spilled by McNeil, dives on it at the feet of Colin Stripling, who is the only man in a white shirt who was crashing the goal.
You obviously like McNeil to bring that in, but at least his body shape pushed that ball wide, exactly where it should go if he spills it. So he did spill it to the right location. Of course, you like to keep it and collect it, but if he spills that towards on-running Stars player, that's a goal for sure.
Oh, that's given away. Right to Elias McLeod. Attempted to thread the needle and play in Marich, but unable to tee him up. Shalbot for Praise Madukwe.
Oh, I think he's looking for Hunter Olsen. End up hitting Marich, trying to get the ball through.
Will that bounce out of play? No, it won't. Kadate with nearly everybody behind the ball for Inter, but given away. Madukwe battling to try and win it back, not able to do so. And there's Tatenda Makruva, who's only had the one save to make in the first half so far. Given how little possession Inter has had to this point, he may not have to try and stop another one until the wind changes in the second half. Might make things a little more straightforward for Inter. Yunchai smacks it low. It's dug out well by Inter. They've got the free kick.
That's why I just heard the whistle.
That's what I heard as well.
Well after the ball was kicked.
Makruva keeps that in.
Maybe he's trying to blow the air out, all the water out of it maybe. Just cleared it out. I'm full of grace today, the officials.
Well, yeah, we get to be covered. They don't.
That's right.
It's maybe even the kind of day where you don't mind being on the bench because you get to be under a tent. Makruva looking for Shmelev, who's up there. Shmelev cleared out the Inter Detroit right back, who is still down to the 18 and just now back to his feet. Picked up by Andres Shalbot, and, well, that didn't go according to plan. He and Shmelev were trying to combine, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that was Andrew Smuddick that was taken down right there.
Here's the free kick from a couple of minutes ago.
Dangerous ball in frame. Dealt with well again by McNeil. It's the one he spilled to the outside at least, so he didn't get dealt with by unrunning Stars player. I think, this is the type of weather that you really have to go back to some of those things you learned when you're younger. Any shot on the opposing team, first step's got to be towards the goal, and then decide if you're going to keep running while you're stepping. No hesitation. Try to clean up a ball that might be spilled or skipped. And same thing on shots on your own goal. First step's got to be towards your own goal, and then decide if you got to make that run.
Madukwe for Shalbad. There's the cross. Yunchai made decent contact, but it was right at McNeil.
Yeah, he did. Nice redirect. Low enough that McNeil's able to hold on to it, but you can tell he's already squatted down a little bit. So a little bit higher would have beat him, but of course, at that point, you're just trying to put that ball in frame.
They've started to open up Inter Detroit just a bit, haven't they, as this first half has progressed. Stripling inching forward. Robert Yunchai, good ball. Stephen Yunchai couldn't take it on the first touch.
See right there, clipped in there by Leon Marich. Praise Madukwe. Good job of just kind of shielding off, getting himself space away from Eddie Hudson III, and just not enough on that finish.
Eddie Hudson III, I mentioned, just in camp with the under-19 national team of the Philippines. He is from Greater Detroit. About to start his college career at Duquesne.
Oh, good play. Adam Mitchell, long-time assistant there.
Olsen. Wonder for a moment if that might have come up and hit a hand. Yeah, there's been a pipeline from Duquesne to the city of Toledo for quite a while, so it wouldn't be a shock if you and I are getting to see Eddie Hudson III playing for Toledo Villa at some point.
At some point. You so often, just like any business, it's not always what you know, it's who you know, and so many of those players kind of follow a path that someone else has already followed and is able to bring people with them to different areas. And same thing for recruiting. I'm sure Duquesne now, they have Eddie Hudson coming. There's probably going to be looking a little more around Farmington Hills for other guys in that area, and same thing, you might be pushing the same thing. Some guys that come up with them.
Almost on frame from Yunchai.
See that run here. This is a replay again of, I think, because Yunchai's hits it. The ball out wide into space, and they did all the things right? Shalbot took the one touch to go fast. Same thing by Yunchai, just a one touch to redirect. Really, the only hold-up and play was smart. That was by Praise Madukwe, slowing it down a little bit, letting the runners get in the position. It's a really nice sequence.
Yeah, I thought that may have hit Praise Madukwe in the hand. The referee thought otherwise. Robert Yunchai smacks that centrally, but picked up by Inter Detroit. It's just so difficult to counter like that when you're going against the wind.
Yep.
You've really got to build along the deck, and that's not easy to do against this Michigan Stars team. Now, they have not been as airtight this year as they've been the last couple of seasons. Of course, back in 22, they had one of the best defenses in NISA, ended up winning the NISA championship last year, lost in the final. They've scored more this year, but haven't prevented goals quite as well. And that's a good ball in for Merritt. Show just wide. That's a terrific cross, though. And that's what you get from Yakov Shmelev.
The ability to run that line, look to get forward. You can already tell, I mean, it's just a different way they're playing those outside backs. We'll see this try here again. The ball's bouncing, cuts it back, buys him a second. He's got the vision, the wait for that late run from Leon Marich. Does Hunter Olsen kind of cut in a little bit to open Marich up to the backside. Shalbad drops off for a drop ball if that's there. A nice sequence again. At some point, the nice sequences need to get a goal up on the board, but they're close. think at least they're ringing the doorbell now. They're no
Yes,
longer
they
just
are.
hanging out on that porch.
Free kick. Madukwe wiped out.
Andre Billis is trying to plead his case there for a moment to the official.
Olsen goes over. Shmelev was there. Just ran away from marriage. Robert Yunchai, of all people, is up there too. Right through the middle, and it's smack behind for a corner.
Talking about the versatility. I mean, you had Andres Shelbod slid all the way to the back line. Robert Yunchai made that run up. Outside backs and full press, which that's always difficult too to attack against a team that's pressing their outside backs up. You talk about into the wind, which is really difficult as it is.
Stephen Yunchai's corner. Over everyone.
Yeah, you think about this wind. Maybe that's one he wants back for Olympico. Later in the game, utilize that wind if he gets another shot at it quick. He can already hit a ball and bend it in where he wants to, but that wind just adds a little bit more cut to that ball.
Here comes Akil. Native of Rochester Hills, plays at Detroit Mercy. Madukwe just graduated from Western Michigan in the last couple of months. Went to ground. In fact, the Michigan Stars match day fell on his commencement day, and he was obligingly given the afternoon off. Boy, McLeod wasn't getting a whole lot of support from his teammates, was he? He was very static, and Inter Detroit have won the ball back here. What could be a threatening area. Needed a better ball, though, out wide for Hainer. Well, timed by Leon Marriage if he can keep this in. Clearly onside. Flag stays down. Had to wait for some support. Here's Yunchai, good turn. There's the shot, it's blocked. Almost fell right back to him. It was Nick Yono, the captain, who got in the way. Plays at Butler. Yunchai again. Shmelev. 3 to aim at in the box. No chance to get it in quickly. They'll have to rebuild. Konate. Shalbut. Here's Robert Yunchai. There's the cross. Oh, missed Madukwe. Oh, there was an interesting spin on that, wasn't there? It was kind of hit with the outside of his boot.
Yeah, with all these balls just kind of just out of the reach of some of these Stars players. See her repealed right there on that shot. Came in hot, hard, really, really quick. Stephen Yunchai able to really get his hips around the ball quick. I mean, he wasn't even facing the direction of the goal, able to pull a shot. You see it right there across his body. He's trying to catch the defenders, and McNeil kind of unaware. Not sure if he would have had the pace at the end, but he had numbers up. If that ball had been spilled, some would have been on it right away.
Looped over the top, and that's all Cullen McNeil. Yono smacks forward onto Stripling's chest.
Ooh, what a touch. Took off the outside of his quad, just kind of pulled it right across his body. Praise Madukwe.
Into another kind of walking pace sequence. A great deal of urgency. That's better. Elias McLeod. Brother Jedediah having a good season down at Savannah Clovers. He was up in Detroit last year with Gold Star. Elias was playing with Chicago House after winning the league with the Stars in 2022. That came off of Shalbad last. 3 minutes left in the half. Shalbad winds up and hits that off of Gomez Ruiz. I guess he fired a strike.
Yeah, throw in.
Well, any port in a storm. Usually that's a metaphor, not a literal storm.
Shalbad wants that back. Enough Stripling caught that he could have played it back in, had good amount of space.
Inchai forced back. Stripling now. Here comes Paul Skotchelis. And Skotchelis up from the back. It's 1 against 5 at the moment, really 2 against 5 with Andre Billis up there also, but unsurprisingly, the 5 beats the 2.
There's Kanate, shoulder to shoulder. And as you can imagine, Kanate did not move away from where he impacted. He gained a little bit of space, collected that ball.
Olsen trying to accelerate away from Smutek. Gets the throw in. McLeod, nothing on for him.
Yeah, and early even, Marich is asking for a ball underneath. The issue was really no one was up high to get on anything. If Marich flicks it on, Hunter Olsen started to trying to make it run in behind a bit. But Marich comes back to the ball. Someone's got to get in behind him and go towards the goal.
And Stephen Yunchai unable to turn that into anything. Colin McNeil wants everybody up. Of course, he can't go too far because the wind is going to hold back anything that he tries to plant forward.
And watch his technique on this, too. I've been watching this. He doesn't really go all the way through the ball. He kind of holds back a little bit. That might be as much to make sure he doesn't slip and fall down.
Well, that could be.
He's trying to make sure the ball doesn't get caught up in the wind.
Hitting a knockdown shot.
Yeah. Yeah, which we'll see what happens in the second half when he's with the wind, if he changes that at all, or he's just got a tight hamstring.
Kanate, another long run. He makes plenty of them. Comes to nothing, though.
I was going to say, being a Harvard man, he probably has a plan.
I would imagine so, yes. Only 1 minute of time added on. That was still taken 15 yards behind where the referee wanted it to be taken. That's Doug Hayner. Ran himself into a dead end. And now it's Inter's turn to not show much sense of urgency at the end of the half. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother playing out the rest of the minute of time added on. So really, that's the first 45 that was bossed by Michigan Stars. They had nearly all of the possession, really, to be frank. Were able to create a couple of opportunities out of it. Each Yunchai had a shot on target, but it's all to play for second half.
You look for an upset. What do you need? One chance, one opportunity. It's it. Stymie the other teams. You think about it, the best chance of the game so far, you think, is probably Inter Detroit's when McCruva kind of ate up that space that's done, but Stars have had a lot of chances, so they've got to make the most of one in the second half.
Yeah, there was some good attacking play from Michigan Stars at times in the first half. That was the best chance of the night so far. Leon Marich heading wide from Jakub Shmelev's cross, goalless at the break.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Now Worrell has a good cutback from him. He'll fire one, and that's going to go in! Michigan Soccer Network, man! DCFC! The sights, the sounds of historic Keyworth Stadium. There's nothing quite like it. Each week, Jonathan Turner and Neil Rule will break down the most recent Detroit City FC USL Championship match, taking a look at the Eastern Conference standings, looking ahead to their upcoming match, and much more. Watch the Detroit City FC recap show each week on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Let's go City on the Michigan Soccer Network.
You are watching the Michigan Soccer Network.
Northwestern is up from 12, now at 10.
Voice of Michigan Student Athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic students can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game. We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while maintaining a high level of respect for all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Are you looking to take your game to the next level? Did you know that MSN is now offering player recruitment videos? Our packages include a player profile where you show your preferred positions, the club, the league, or school that you play in, your current coach contact information, and more. The highlight videos could be self-submitted, 15 to 30 clips that will be put into a 3 to 7 minute long video. Video review of your Huddle, VO, or other platforms that you might have video on, as well as for an additional charge, MSN can come out and film games for you to create those clips. Our coach evaluation process, which is also an additional charge, where we have college coaches from various levels across the United States that will review your game film and provide feedback on how to improve that film, as well as also evaluating your play and what you can improve on. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Our mission is to help players take their game to the next level and reach their potential. Not only do we help develop fundamental technical skills such as ball control in tight spaces with different surfaces, dribbling at speed and changing direction, using a variety of 1v1 skills to create space, receiving on a half turn, hook turn, and out of the air, finishing off the dribbling, one-touch, volleys, and headers. We help players get comfortable performing these skills at game speed with pressure and with both their dominant and non-dominant foot. In addition, we help players with their speed of play, awareness of space, defenders and teammates, and also dominate with their off-the-ball movement. We offer a variety of services such as one-on-ones, small groups, large groups, as well as team sessions. We have an experienced coaching staff that is professional, friendly, patient, while still holding players to high standards and holding them accountable. No matter what level you're at as a player, I'm confident we can help you get better. Over the past 3 years, we've built one of the best soccer-specific training facilities in the country and developed one of the most detail-oriented programs to help out players. Visit our website.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
I'm a husband. I'm a father.
I'm a sister.
I'm a son. I'm a brother.
I'm a daughter. I'm a sister.
I'm a referee.
I'm a referee.
I am a referee.
I'm a referee.
Back to Romeo High School in the rain on Michigan Soccer Network and YouTube and NISA Plus. Mason Lowry, Chris Black, halftime of this NISA Independent Cup match for 2024. Goalless at the break between Michigan Stars and Inter Detroit in this little Motor City derby. We had a few of them last year. The Starby, we called them at the time, between Michigan Stars and Gold Star Detroit. This year, this is as good as it gets if you love soccer in the state of Michigan. Hi, Mason and Chris. Great to have you here. And that was an interesting first half, dominated by Michigan Stars. Possession-wise, they created a couple more chances than Inter Detroit did, but we'll see if it flips with Michigan Stars going into the wind in the second half.
Yeah, so it changes a little bit, but the strategy is going to remain the same, right? Get one more goal than the other team, which no one could do that in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, the Stars in the first half, though, the ball was always a little bit too far, it seemed, on the surface.
True.
Always a little too far, always a little too far. So the second half, hey, maybe the wind takes care of that adjustment for him, brings it back toward him, but you know, everything's still a play for, right? Let's get this 45 now. Someone take care of it because we do have extra time. There is a next game for only one of these two teams, so they've got to settle it tonight.
They might have to build on the deck a bit more in the second half. Kind of like that. We saw a shot on frame from Steven Yunchai. That move started with Praise Madukwe and a good ball in from Andres Shalbot. This was the best opportunity of the half from the Stars. Yakov Shmelev, great cross and great patience to wait for Leon Marich to get into position. Couldn't put it on target, though. There's another one from Stephen Yunchai on frame on the free kick, spilled by Colin McNeil, but able to dive on it right in front of Colin Stripling.
Yeah, almost a center back dream, right? Ball spilled, he's onto it. He might have had the poke in, but wasn't able to take care of it.
And we saw a lot like that, very kind of hesitating possession, just kind of inching forward, hoping to pull Inter Detroit out of position, but to Inter's credit, it was easier said than done.
Yeah, and as the game went on, one of the big differences we saw, though, was Schmeloff started to make more runs. He started to really put his foot on the game. He started to get down the field, getting good, dangerous crosses in as well, and that's something that then, I think it halted Inter Detroit getting forward. So that's something as this game goes on is, how dangerous can he be in the attack, and what can he do to really push Inter Detroit in the shell?
True.
And then how, then how is the Michigan Stars going to deal with it? They've been so good in the past with set pieces or balls played into some of the big guys, so maybe it'll come inside the 6. Maybe it's a redirect from Kanate, redirect from Marich, something really right in front of the goal.
It might only take one to advance in the Independent Cup. Stay with us. Second half coming your way in just a little while, right here on NISA Plus, Michigan Soccer Network, and YouTube.
Now Worrell has a good cutback from him. He'll fire one, and that's going to go in! Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Are you looking to take your game to the next level? Did you know that MSN is now offering player recruitment videos? Our packages include a player profile where you show your preferred positions, the club, the league, or school that you play in, your current coach contact information, and more. The highlight videos could be self-submitted, 15 to 30 clips that will be put into a 3 to 7 minute long video. Video review of your Huddle, VO, or other platforms that you might have video on, as well as for an additional charge, MSN can come out and film games for you to create those clips. Our coach evaluation process, which is also an additional charge, where we have college coaches from various levels across the United States that will review your game film and provide feedback.
Well, the teams and the officials back out on the pitch here at Romeo High School. 0-0 between Michigan Stars and Inter Detroit. This is action in the NISA Independent Cup for 2024. Powered by Zara, Mason Lowry, Chris Black. Great to have you along. What do you think has to change for both teams going forward? And try to not just say somebody has to score a goal.
I mean, technically no one has to. It can go to penalty kicks, which
couldn't hurt.
Goal, yeah. But it would definitely not hurt. But you imagine right now the Stars want to assert the strength of their lineup because they do have it, obviously. But Inter Detroit's been game. They've been able to hang on. I mean, obviously they've got a little confidence from last year anyways, knowing that they can be a pain. They can push it. But you've got to imagine the physicality of the Stars has got to start wearing down this Inter Detroit team. And that's something they're looking for as this goes on. And the combination play started getting really good for Michigan Stars as that half went on, pushing Shmelov up the field. A lot of kind of interchanging from the outside flank players as they've been so flexible over the years being able to do. And then Inter Detroit, I mean, they just want that one moment, right? They don't need a lot of chances. They just want that one additional chance, good quality one, have a go at it, try to change this game.
Early throw-in for Michigan Stars in the light uniforms. Inter Detroit in the dark. Michigan Stars currently second in the Eastern Conference in NISA. Inter Detroit in the middle of the pack in the MWPL Great Lakes East. Having won that division each of the last 2 years, Sako Kanate will get up for this long throw-in from Hunter Olsen. Have to try and judge the wind, which is, of course, against the Stars in the second half. Partial clearance. And McLeod lost out to Doug Hayner there, who's one of the more active getting forward Inter Detroit players in the first 45. Stars will have to be on high alert here defensively after kind of a cheap giveaway. And here's Billis with Makruva just kind of dangling off his line, but dives at Billis's feet. He always had it covered.
Oh, yeah, the whole way he was good. As soon as that turnover happened, Makruva was out after it. I mean, I can just imagine being a new center back, because they'll probably add another center back into this team, having to get used to knowing Makruva might be anywhere right behind me. I better be listening.
It was a good ball for Marich, and here's Steven Yunchai with a step over against the captain, Nick Yono. Back post cross was looking, I think, for his brother, Robert. And Stripling lost it to Billis there. Well, partially headed back in the direction of Tatenda Makruva by Shalbot. Got away with it. Stars throw-in. On the bench for the Stars, Justin June, Daniel Wright, Milo Barton, Kyle Healy, Nick Nicola, Nathan Brown, Pierre Sanravens, and Brett Russell, the outfield players.
And two of those players up right now, which looks like maybe, you can tell that's June on the far side, having a slow jog, and Milo Barton, but he might just have been walking back from the locker room, to be fair.
Sako Kanate not too pleased with Andre Billis there. And that's the first yellow card of the night, and it'll go to the Inter Detroit number 9.
That was kind of the end of it right there. Seeing at least breaking up Kanate walking away. Luckily, nothing else happened afterwards. There's none too excited about it, though. A little hold up on the restart, and away we go.
Well weighted by McLeod, but Robert Yunchai had just straight into an offside position. I don't think there are many players in NISA that can say their first professional goal came at an MLS stadium. For Konate, it was against Minnesota United 2 in the U.S. Open Cup.
I was actually just talking to just over July 4th, holiday. Houston Dynamo 2 were playing up at Minnesota against their Minnesota United 2, and I did tell them, hey, you know that the NISA team that I call the games for, Michigan Stars, they beat them the last time they were there. You better take care of business when you're up there. It's like, oh no. But yep, they took care of business. Great game. Some great bragging rights for him the rest of his life to have that story. No matter what else happens in his career, what a great start to his score line.
Yakov Shmelev, who are trying to change the point of attack. That is not what you want to do defensively against a goal scorer who is as potentially lethal as Leon Maric, and a little partial chance for Yunchai.
Ball did go a little bit long, but that being said, Hassan Yaha, I think he just lost his footing a little bit, stumbled, slipped because he looked like he was set up in a good amount of space, and Detroit finally trying to switch the field dramatically at midfield. Just a little bit too much for him.
Again, trying to pull Inter out of position. Cross dealt with by Eddie Hudson III. Praise Madukwe for Shmelev. It's got McNeil backpedaling to his line. Now you might as well.
Yeah, you know what? Next time McNeil's going to stay on his line a little more, right? Got a little more space to play in front now.
It's the long game then, is what you're saying.
He's playing chess. He's actually playing four-dimension chess, which I've never even heard of that. I've heard of four-dimensional checkers, but four-dimensional chess there by Shmelov.
Chance for Inter to come forward. That's blasted high and wide by Hayner.
Yeah, he likes Shmelov's idea.
Easier to do when you're going with the wind.
Yeah, a bit easier. Hit that ball flat and keep it moving. Difficult. That being said, to be fair, you often think McCrew would get chipped a lot more than he does because he is so active with his feet. He's off his line, but he's just so quick. And he's really good with his positioning. Anyways, he might be off his line, but he's got a really good angle on that ball.
Here comes Konate. Shmelev wide of him. Smacks it straight ahead to Prez Madukwe instead, and he's turned Nick Yono inside out. And then commits the foul on the captain himself.
I think Madukwe's got a point. He's probably arguing, well, how's that worse than what he did to me? I kept playing.
'53rd minute, goalless in the Independent Cup. Of course, Michigan Stars, the last 2 years, they've gone to extra time. 2 years ago against Metro Louisville. That was over at the Michigan Star Sports Center, which has a lovely field but no lights, so we finished the game in darkness. And last year, 3-2 against the same Inter Detroit. Billis's cross. Konate kept it from going out, lost his footing. As did Elias McLeod. It's contagious. And it's not getting any drier out there either.
Yeah, the wind usually helps dry things out, but not when it's still raining.
Scooped ahead for an onside, Hunter Olsen. Shmelev was making an overlapping run, but ball hits the stomach of Andrew Smutek. McLeod wins it back. At some point, the Stars will have to take advantage of all the possession they've had. Robert Yunchai just kept that in. Here's Madukwe. Stephen Yunchai. Now Robert. Stars throw in.
And really, Stephen Yunchai was just playing that ball up there, gaining a little bit of space. He wanted the ball back, but Robert dropped it, knocked out by Inter Detroit. And a little bit of field position seems like in the attack right now.
Oh, and here comes Madukwe charging into the box. Can he square this for Hunter Olsen? It's put behind. Stars have a corner.
See, Praise Madukwe got in. Really only one runner he could have played it to, and I think he was going the goal right there. Hunter Olsen would have been a much more diagonal ball back. And not a bad idea. Go for goal, go to the near post. Figure worst case you get a corner of it. Or see if I know official there on this side, he wants more of the ball in that circle than the official on the near side corner does.
Yunchai, that's a really good delivery. And that'll be a booking for Praise Madukwe. Dangerous play. He left Gomez Ruiz down on the turf.
One player desperate to keep that ball in the box. One player desperate to get that ball out of the box. That's just going to happen from time to time. So those guys make up afterwards. No issues there.
Long and direct, something we weren't really able to see from Inter in the first half. Stripling just kept that in.
Yellow card assessed in the 56 minutes. The Michigan Stars, number 9, Praise Madukwe.
Billis gave that to Zane Akil. Akil has made his way into the box. Can he cut it back and get a shot away? He can. Billis pokes that over the top. Better, though, from Inter, don't you think?
It isn't. I mean, you made that comment anyways about that direct ball. That opens up a lot of opportunity, a lot of options.
It's the first real sign of attacking life that we've seen from Inter since the shot on target that Akil had in the first half.
You do expect Inter Detroit to play deliberate, of course, and be careful with their ventures forward. I mean, so far, they've been a pest a little bit, at least as far as the back line of Michigan Stars. Taking a couple balls up and not being able to hold on it once they do get that turnover.
Ryan Bovey's chasing after Sako Kanate. Ouch. Stephen Yunchai's down. Challenged by Bovey. I think Stephen wanted a yellow card. Well, not assessed to him.
I mean, dangerously could have gotten one assessed to him, but yes.
Saying studs up and he kicked out.
Yeah. And of course, half the people at home are saying, he got the ball.
Which only matters so much.
Yes. It may just be part of an equation, and sometimes it doesn't even matter. Great time to remind people about the promo during halftime about needing more referees.
Yes.
If you disagree with that call, awesome.
And that's not just in the state of Michigan either. It's essentially everywhere. Madukwe. Oh, that's good. Olsen couldn't take a touch. Seems like Praise Madukwe is playing a little bit further forward so far in the second half, and I think it's paying off.
Yeah, he sure is. I mean, earlier in the first half, he was often venturing just in front of that back line, almost like a 6 oftentimes, and kind of doing some of that dirty work there. Was definitely getting forward, but now he's starting up higher up on the field.
Marich, good cross. Madukwe left his feet. We could only head it backwards. Shmelev sends it back in. Here's Olsen. Couple in the box. Right-footed cross and a good one. Madukwe. Well, there was no second touch from a Michigan star. Getting closer, though, as Inter comes down to the other end. Haynard made up a lot of ground, but conceded possession. McLeod just hit a bit too high for Hunter Olsen, who's not the tallest, only about 5'9".
They try to use the whole width of the field and the whole height of Hunter Olsen, just still a bit up above. It's a good look, though. If that ball's down, it's a dangerous ball to play.
Olsen, Yunchai. Well played, Shmelev, and helped on to Olsen. Corner. By my count, Steven Yunchai in his Michigan Stars career has 13 assists. I would estimate that probably 7 or 8 have come on either free kicks or corners. Could we see one more before he heads back to Europe? And that's, well, really stretching the boundary of what's actually on the corner spot and what isn't. Flicked away with Andres Schelbad, the deepest outfield player.
Yeah, not quite the size. I know he's got, granted, they still have some good size in the field. Not quite the size they had over the last couple of years when.
Correct.
There's power forward basketball coaches that are jealous of the size they had.
Yunchai almost nipped in there. Karate got pulled well out of position there. Well, it had worked out initially. And the free kick goes to the Stars, who have taken it very, very quickly with Zane Akil rolling around.
I don't think the referee realized it was the Inter-Detroit player that kicked it away. he thought McLeod went early again. It was actually a Detroit guy just kind of came up and popped it out of the way.
Spins to Steven Yunchai. His younger brother to the outside.
You can tell Detroit knows what they're trying to do. They did not want the Yunchais to have that sideline to whip a ball then. They weren't letting Robert or Steven have it.
So 3 changes coming for Inter-Detroit. Just 2 changes coming for Inter-Detroit. Cesar Zamudio and Kyle Jennings will come in, and also number 15, whom I did not have on my card.
Yeah, I didn't have him on the official roster either.
Yeah, I'm frankly not sure who that is. There's not a...
That being said, the starters didn't quite match up Any waste. Based on people coming in off, but we'll give it the old college try and figure it out.
Rain is picked up again as Eddie Hudson III clears that out for a throw-in. Daniel Wright and Kyle Healy, the two on for the Stars. Robert Yunchai and Praise Madukwe have gone to the bench. So Wright gives some pace and trickery out wide. And Kyle Healy will shore up the middle of the park. Here's Healy, winning a corner. So it's Edwin Rodriguez. Normally wears number 5, I believe wearing 15, or at least he was wearing 15 on his shorts. So he's on for Zayna Keel. Zamudio for Billis and Jennings for Yaya. Headed laterally by Inter. Back in, Kanate had a touchdown. Shmelev, yeah, that's a foul. So we'll see how the changes, Chris, freshen things up.
Yeah, try to figure out how much of it was changing tactic or changing energy or change for change's sake. See what else may come. It may have also been to carry instructions in.
Rodriguez whizzes by to Tenda Makruva. And Rodriguez is wearing number 5 on his shirt and 15, I believe, on his shorts.
Ah, that's what it is. Now it all makes sense. Hey, don't complain about the kit man, because kit man's life's going to be miserable tonight after getting all those wet clothes back.
Yeah, but luckily it's wet on artificial turf.
That is true. That is true. Well, yeah, now you can just dry them. They're getting washed right now. It's all good.
There's Olsen up there on the right. Good defending by Scotulus. That's a foul against Stripling. Here's Kyle Jennings. His first involvement, trying to play in Ryan Bovey. Goal kick.
Really nice shield by Stripling. Just shield him all the way out. Strong enough to hold off.
Oh, that led Kyle Healy just a little too much, and that allowed Jennings to nip in there. Jennings off to play at Adrian College, having scored 5 and assisted on 11 at Schoolcraft last fall. Shalbot. Good turn from Stephen Yunchai. Here's Healy. Now Wright. Shmelev kept the overlapping run going. Wright came central. Shmelev still up there. McLeod. Good find. Yunchai against Yono. Nice idea. Still the Stars in possession. 69th minute. And we will have extra time and penalties if it is still tied at the end of the 90. Kind of a soft free kick to give to Inter. They won't mind.
It's kind of like a consistent number of soft fouls right in a row.
Persistent kind of infringement, I guess.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we had them up. We headed those up, and we got one.
Good ball from McLeod into the wind. Daniel Wright, though, has to sweep it back to Shmelev. Right-footed cross. Boy, Merritt got a big nudge.
Oh.
But somehow the free kick goes against him.
But much better off just letting that ride out anyways. Stay out of it. See how the ball comes in. Yeah. And from my angle, that's not there. From my angle, it's could be worse. It'd be a handball, red card, and a PK. It came out, the ball knocked away by Inter Detroit. Might have been something from a different angle. We just couldn't quite see how they came together.
Give it up right to Shalbot. Here comes Konate. Olsen always battling away. Shmelev right went ahead of him. Central for Elias McLeod. Here he is again. But again, that's such a tough ball to execute into the wind.
There's not much space to run into as well, so you've got to be exact. And the first touch by the receiver's got to be difficult. He's got to get it down toward goal because he's running out of space.
Hangs up there for Daniel Wright. Oh, that might drop to Olsen. And Hunter Olsen shoots that right at McNeil.
Yeah, not sure what what they wanted there because they're trying to call. They're asking for offside, but
well, it was quite obviously played off of an Inter Detroit player.
You'll see the replay again here. Brings it down, plays it in. Looked like he's trying to redeflect to the 4, and it's not going to be called. I think he's trying to knock it down. Nick Yono, I think, is what he's trying to do.
It's so tough to shoot on the turn like that and actually pick out a spot of the goal. All you can do is just hit and hope. Well done by Konate. Back to McLeod. There's Olsen. There's the cross. Dan Wright! Oh! Was headed wide. Covered up by McNeil anyway.
Yeah, dangerous ball sent in. Good run in then. Redirected. Not quite like you said. It's going to go wide, but that's a great run you see at least making that. Look like Skip just kind of under his foot and just didn't redirect it right. Heads up play. Calling McNeil. Seeing no one's around it. Might as well try to knock it down. put the ball in his hands for possession instead of down for a goal kick.
Yunchai tripped. Right with a good touch.
Yeah.
Olsen's off.
Yep. You can tell by the positioning by the AR on that far side. And it's going to be called offside if he received it, which he was.
Sidestep the challenge there. Doug Hayner. Here's Kyle Jennings. Chance to get a cross in. He's got a couple there in the box. It's in! And Inter Detroit have taken the lead.
Goal Inter Detroit.
It was Cesar Zamudio, I think, who was crashing in front of goal. Tatenda Makruva still down. Inter Detroit celebrating. They haven't created much of note in this game, but they tuck one away. Michigan Stars 0. Inter Detroit 1.
It's just a really dangerous run. They're going to have medical staff come out and attend to Makruva. It was a really dangerous run, well-timed. He went between the two center backs to make his run in, found his space. Kanate was trying to stay out in front of it, try to deal with the ball, was played in behind him. I think Stripling was on the other side. Oh, his cleats up. Red card. Just destroyed the corner flag.
Cesar Zamudio, who was originally in the starting 11 for this match, a late change was made. They brought him off the bench. 2023 Cass Tech graduate. That's a high school that is far better known for producing football players than soccer players. Zamudio did both. With soccer end kicked and punted on the football team. It's Makruva, the former Zimbabwe international, still receiving attention.
The center official did come over and talk to his AR on this near side, probably just making sure there's nothing in it. See this replay again as this comes across. It's kind of an awkward, slow, dangerous ball. And yeah, I mean, he does get, I think he gets elbowed in the head, it looks like. Or not elbowed, knee in the head, but it's just one of those things. Opposing player has a right to the space and to go to the ball and go to goal as he did.
Well, it's brave attacking play and brave goalkeeping.
Yes, there it is. Yeah, it is. And McCrew was trying that, and he did get his, I think he got his hands on it first. It just kind of ricocheted off of him. And then got redirected in the goal. But that was going to take some time with this.
Well, the Stars do have 3 other goalkeepers. They signed 4 in preseason. One of them, Lucas Moorfield, almost immediately broke his leg in training before the first game. Now, he did come back and play in the Stars' last couple of league matches. We also have Michael Harry and Brandon Reski.
Does look like, I think it is Lucas Moorfield that's over there. You can tell for sure that's up warming up in the sideline right now.
Moorfield is the other rostered keeper for this match.
Yep, you can see he's number 1 now. It's definitely him over there. Makruva says he's going to stay in. He's checked out by the trainer, and they gave a thumbs up. So as of now, he's in. Probably reevaluate as it goes, make sure he can be effective. Especially now, he's chasing this game a little bit. Going to be up and off his line.
He is so tough. He doesn't ever want to come out of a game. It's a game that Michigan Stars are now chasing. And we wondered when they got through the first half with the wind, all that possession, presumably 75-80% of the possession in the first half, but did not make that breakthrough. You thought, well, might be a bit more straightforward for Inter Detroit in the second half. They haven't created much more, but they've created enough. And you had said it, they really only need 1. Smacked forward, and Marich couldn't have a touch.
Ooh, well outside his box. And I thought he was still holding the ball before he dropped it, but usually the official's going to let him do it once anyways, and they just give a warning to be fair.
Stars free kick now. And a yellow card to Kyle Jennings, second half substitute for Inter. Bovey just hits it long. First time that Makruva's been tested since he took the knock on Cesar Zamudio's goal. And Dan Wright. Now he will go into the book, and then he is bundled over.
Man, I'm kind of wondering, card the other way as well, maybe, but that's just one of those things now. Inter Detroit, they just got to be happy with their lead right now. Settle down. It's a smart. I think it was a smart play picking that up, too. I think kind of dragged his foot a little bit. Encouraged that contact, took it, went down, won the foul. Just got to be happy with what he's got.
Yellow card assessment, Michigan Stars 31, Cal Jennings in the 79th minute.
It'd be in dreamland if they could get a second Inter Detroit. Of course, if you've been following NISA all season, Michigan Stars have kind of been late goal specialists, either to eke out points or to take goal three. Of course, a lot of those came from Niels Lelouch, who's no longer with the club. He's going back home to France. In fact, this would probably be, if he wasn't already in the lineup, Niels Lelouch time. Go on and get us a late equalizer, Niels. Come on, you got this. Leon Maric popped that back through the middle. Here's Shmelev. Good win by Hayner. And he will race at Colin Stripling. Stripling went to ground, couldn't win the ball back. Here's Gomez Ruiz. Zamudio again. Lost out. Here comes Olsen. Yunshai straight ahead. Yunshai's got great pace. Yono beat him to it. Slides it out for a throw. Eight and a half minutes left plus stoppage time for the Stars to equalize and force extra time perhaps in the Independent Cup. Wilson came central for that. Found its way to Stripling. Passed up the shot. Here's Wright on the far side. Couldn't do anything with it. Scotchulis took it away. That was a bit of a shove, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sent Dan Wright flying.
You wonder if the official
thought it was a little too easy?
Yep. Yeah, or just an extra jump after, but it seemed like the foul was still there.
Yunshai. Can he cut in and shoot, or maybe come down the line for the cross? We get a throw-in out of it.
That's going to be Hunter Olsen time. Making that run across?
Of course.
The wind is going across the field. A good amount. It's kind of going away from us, but to the right.
Jump wasn't quite timed right from Kanate. Olsen might get another crack at it. Olsen's ball in. Oh, is that handball?
Oh, referee.
Referee says no. And McCruven now way off his line. Jennings to the other end, not able to get a shot away. Oh, goodness me. Jennings. Oof. Well.
And to be fair, we've got a great angle. We're up here high looking down. The official might have been blinded. No, he wasn't blinded.
Well, no, that came off the forehead and that arm from the looks of it of Eddie Hudson III.
Again, actually, if it goes off his forehead and then the arm, that wouldn't be a handball, so I might have missed that.
Well, it's still not arm in a natural position, though, is it?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. They've been trying to explain the handling no calls away in the Copa America and as well as Euro. And all the times they've been talking about it was played by the original OK surface area. They've negated away some of the awkward positions for the second touch.
McNeil out, and then the power dive.
Yeah, we'll see
There's
the
a
replay
better
right
look
there.
at it, and gosh, that's really headed into an outstretched arm.
Yeah, so he had to have seen that and decided, no, it hit his forehead first. It is what is. I feel like they must be mic'd up. I think he felt like he was checking his ears.
I saw what you saw.
Said. Some of the officials have also been talking about how quickly it redirects to an arm no matter what position it's in. They've been given a lot more leeway when that happens, so that could have also been what it was. Just happened so quick off his head, couldn't have moved his arm out of the way.
Which is reasonable enough. And Wright couldn't keep it in after the initial touch. I have a feeling anything downfield from Inter Detroit, you're going to start going to the corner flag, and you may as well start now, eating up precious seconds.
Yeah, Edwin Gomez-Rios, you could tell. I thought he was actually not trying to get the ball to goal. I thought he was trying to cross the ball to the other corner. Along the lines of what you were saying.
Through to Makruva. 86 minutes played. Cesar Zamudio's goal, the difference in the 75th minute. There's Kyle Healy. For Olsen. Olsen ran himself down a dead end. And Maric not able to make a play on it at all. Yet another look at the possible handball. Boy, that hand is so outstretched. It's almost parallel with his shoulder.
Yeah, a number of stars could have been in that play, too, if that ball keeps going.
And McNeil not going to go too quickly. Why would you? And that's just it straight out of play. McNeil gathers, dives. I think Inter might make one more change. Evan Thornton had gotten stripped. Then went right back to wait under the tent. Stars free kick. Stars will make another change as well. Is that Nicholas Nicola?
I think that is. I've seen Nathan Brown warming up behind the goal as well, but I think that is Nicola, as you said.
That's right. Kept the run going. Couldn't get a return ball. Here comes Inter again. And McLeod, he'll be booked.
Can hear some on-field complaints. I think some of the Stars players where the Inter-Detroit kicked the ball away after the ball was returned to them.
So Nick Nicola came on for Yakov Shmelev. And that's Thornton on and Bovey off.
So far Nicola playing up high. It's going to allow Merritt to come back for a ball a little bit, but not effect. Lacking that high player. Smartly head back to Kyle Healy. Confidently back to Makruva so he can collect it with his hands.
Here's Leon Marich. Michigan Stars running out of time, and you can't afford giveaways like that when you are a goal down. Kanate racing back to make sure that Zamudio didn't have another clear run in on goal. Long run for Colin Stripling.
Nice job, Enter Detroit, too. Just settling back in, closing that space down, making it difficult to penetrate right here. Just a complete block in the defensive third, as you'd expect.
Very tricky to break down.
That's how
Ball
you do
in
it, though.
for Olsen. Only can touch it backwards, and McLeod couldn't keep it down.
That's
4 minutes of time added on.
Seems light, but is what it is at this point. You think about how do you break that defensive block? It's just how you do. Get a ball in wide and deep. Headed back across the goal mouth. Get a chance on frame. Let the chance win high.
McNeil smacks it forward. Headed back to Makruva. Can they fashion that one chance that Michigan Stars need to force extra time? Shalbad's ball. Kanate up there. Never really came back, did he? Just try and get crosses in and see if your 6'6" center back can get on the end of one. That's kind of a risky header by Yono right in front of his goalkeeper. Makruva up. This is the Michigan Stars equivalent of pulling the goalie in hockey. Kanate the target. Tried to head it on, nothing given. And Makruva is way off, and here comes Zamudio again. Good recovery run by Colin Stripling, former Chattanooga FC man. McLeod looking for Olsen. Has found him. Olsen. Decent ball back. It's Wright. Shalbad next to him. Wright has a shot, doesn't really go anywhere. Marich for McLeod. Olsen again. Cross takes a big deflection. Kanate won it in the air. Wright brought it down. Can he shoot on the turn or do something, anything? He really couldn't. McLeod. Yono with a crucial block. But a little more than 2 minutes of the 4. Nicola tried to head it on, didn't make contact. Head tennis adjacent to the box. Waved off. Nicola's shot is wide. Goal kick. Might be that. Maybe a minute remaining of the 4.
Yeah, just over a minute by my watch. Players down for both. The Stars have to concede enough players back to win a ball very quickly, because any possession by Inter Detroit pretty much kills this. So they've got to win this on pretty much the first ball back the other way, or again, pulled to the right by Colin McNeil.
Got to go quick. First ball is backwards to Makruva, who will just carry it forward.
Yeah,
Try to clip one beneath the wind. Gets to the edge of the box. On by Nicola. Again by Makruva. Kanate been coming back from an offside position. Healy, can he turn and get a cross in? Against Yono. Out for a throw-in. Very little time remaining. Olsen's got to hurry. And I mean really hurry to get this into the box. There's the long throw. Goes behind. There will be a corner. Will there be much time to take it? Makruva will come up. Well, there'll be 10 men in the box for Michigan Stars. 9 men in the box for Michigan Stars. Daniel Wright is back. It's Yunchai's corner. Oh, the header over from Nick Nicola. And that's that. Inter Detroit, 1 year after falling in the Independent Cup in extra time to Michigan Stars, get a goal 15 minutes from the end by Cesar Zamudio, and they will advance to face Pass FC out of Grand Rapids on the road to the next round. That's some win for the amateurs.
Well, that's a fantastic win for them. They got to be really excited about this. You know, they didn't have a lot of chances, but you know, this was the first really big one, probably the best of the game up to that point for either team. They get that one, and then you know they get that counter break late, and they take care of business on one opportunity. Stars had more chances, but in the end, it's what you take care of business on. You know, quality chances are great, but don't do a whole lot for you if they don't score, and they didn't.
This was the one that Leon Marriage is really going to want back, unable to put this free header on target just wide.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't check back for that ball. Maybe it was playing it that there might be a deflection or something, but here as well, great opportunity. But it hit a little bit wide. I think a little bit footing kind of issue with both teams at different moments, but Daniel Wright put that one a little bit wide. But here's the one right there. You know what? You find a pocket, you stay in it, you explode into it, and finish the ball like they did right there, and really nice finish, nice run. And that's the only goal they needed today.
And that was the handball that maybe should have been. It came off of Eddie Hudson III. Wasn't called. Referee had a great view of it, and maybe with the aid of his linesman on the far side, decided not to blow the whistle and point to the spot. So hats off to Inter Detroit. That's awesome for them to advance in this tournament. It's clubs like them that make the Independent Cup what it is and what it can be. From the Stars' point of view, that's a tough way for Stephen Yunchai, Colin Stripling, Andres Schalbot, Hunter Olsen, and Elias McLeod to go out. Best of luck to them in Slovenia. I'm so delighted for those 5 to get their European opportunity. Obviously, Stephen has been there before. For the other 4, it's going to be a whole new experience. And really now the rebuild, the reshuffling of Michigan Stars and NISA starts now.
It certainly does. And to those guys, hey, they had plenty of dancing that they got to do with the Michigan Stars while they're here. It is always tough for that last moment, but you're right. You know, this is the time for a little bit of a rebuild. It's awesome. You only get even more and more players coming in, giving their opportunity at a club like this because they know there's a place to go next. And the club is open to promoting their players overseas. So that's a great thing, I think, all around for everybody. But, yeah, growing pains might happen a little bit next few weeks, but it'd be exciting to be a part of and watch.
So an upset in the 2024 NISA Independent Cup. This finish right here from Cesar Zamudio puts Inter Detroit in the next round. Final score in Romeo, Michigan Stars 0, Inter Detroit 1. For Chris Black and our crew, this is Mason Lowry saying so long. You've been watching the NISA Independent Cup on NISA Plus and the Michigan Soccer Network.
And for Baccarat, and that goes in! Hugo Baccarat gives Flint City a 3-2. Buckley, oh, the ball falls to Buckley. One-on-one with Etheridge. What a save! Welcome into the first ever MSN All-State Media Day for girls soccer. Jonathan Turner alongside Dan Stickrett. Ball comes in, a good hit! 1-0! Shot, another save from Etheridge. Rebound, and it goes in the back of the net. The Bulldogs up 1-0. Burzma, but then for Vlasma. 3-0. Stewart Heights with a shot. Upper 90 and in. Effectively today here on the Michigan Soccer Network, we are launching our new division of player recruitment videos. Mario Canoe now finds Stock. Finds Stock's got a left-footed bang.